Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Excuse my cold. Let me show you how to make this cute barefoot sandal. It's very easy to make and very quick. You will need a double knitting yarn, something to cut your yarn with, and a 3mm crochet hook. We will start off by making a magic ring. And we will place 6 puff stitches into that magic ring. I pull up 4 loops instead of 5. Wrap round, go through, pull up a loop and do that 4 times. And then wrap your yarn and pull through all the loops on your hook and make chain to close it. And repeat that 5 more times for 6 puff stitches in the magic ring. Finishing off the last puff stitch, chain 1 and then pull the tail to secure it, and then find your first stitch which is on top of your first puff stitch and make a slip stitch. For round 2 we're going to place 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So that's the first stitch where you made the slip stitch, and the second stitch is in between the puff stitches. So we'll start by making chain 1 and then placing 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And then 2 single crochets in between the puff stitches. And you're going to want to repeat that around for a total of 24 single crochets all the way around. Making my last 2 single crochets, and then find your first stitch. If you need to count back, count 24 stitches. And place a slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. And now for round 3 we're going to make the little petals. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then slip stitch into the next. Then chain 4 again. We're going to create these little loops like petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the next stitch, and then another slip stitch, and repeat that around for a total of 12 little loopy petals. Just making my last one with a chain 4 and slip stitch into the next stitch. You don't need to do another slip stitch afterwards. We're going to make the toe loop. I am going to chain 30, but obviously depending on your foot size, you can make it as long or as short as you want. And then slip stitch back down into the same stitch, and pull it tight and pull your yarn through, and then you can cut a little tail so we can tie it at the back. we're going to tie it with the magic ring tail. I'm just going to do 3 simple knots. Don't pull on it too tight so it's not pulling on the toe loop. So I'm just going to do 3 simple knots, and then I'm going to tie the tails. Obviously you can sew in the tails if you want, but I'm just doing this because it's simpler and quicker. And now we're going to make the tie-in tails, which, as you can see, they have 2 loops in between them, and then each of them is on the fifth loop. So we're going to take our yarn and make a slip knot. And put the hook into the 5th loop, put our yarn on and make a slip stitch. And then I am going to make chain of 120. Again, you can make it as long or as short as you want. I went for 120. And when you get to the end, when you reach your desired length, pull your yarn through and cut a small tail, short tail even. And I just leave that tail as it is, I'm not going to cut it too much. And then do the same on the other side. Take your yarn, start with a slip knot, find your 5th loop, put your hook through, put your yarn on, make a slip stitch, and then chain the same amount as you did with the other tying strap. Again, when you get to the end, pull your yarn through and cut yourself a short tail, pull it tight. And now I'm going to pull those 2 tails to the back. That's 1, and that's 2. Oops. And then I'm going to pull them through one of the stitches on the puff stitches just to keep them in place, so I'm not pulling on the straps too much. I'm going to bring them into the middle, and then again I'm going to make 3 simple knots just to keep them intact, and then I'm going to cut them short. And with the strap tails, I'm just going to make them the same length and cut them slightly shorter, and I'm just going to leave them as they are. And there you have it. You make the other one, and this is what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to show you how I tie them on my foot. Excuse my nail varnish, it needs redoing. So I simply put it on the toe next to the big toe, and I take it under the bone, which helps it hold, and I just wrap it round and then tie it like shoelaces at the back. And I do the same on the other one. And you can also wear them with flip-flops, which looks nice as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video. and it inspires you to make your own little leg foot decoration. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.